Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I am filming my September and October wrap up. Since I moved to Korea, I haven't been reading as much, so it just makes more sense for me to do 2 months in a wrap up right now. So in September I read 2 books and in October I read 3 books, so I'm really excited because since I moved here, I've only been reading 2 books a month, but I finally beat that and read 3, and one of them was really long. So in September, just really quickly, I'll put the pictures here. I read volume 1 and 2 of The Girl from the Other Side. So basically, this is a manga series. It follows this little girl who lives with this monster, and something mysterious has happened in their village, and basically if you touch any of the outsiders, you're cursed forever. And so this monster is trying to protect the little girl from being cursed forever and from touching any of the outsiders. It's really sweet, really cute. I absolutely love the art style. I gave both of the volumes 5 out of 5 stars, and I definitely want to continue. The next book I read was The Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 2 in the From Blood and Ash series. These books are really long, and that's like my major complaint in this series is the books are way too long. I'm not a fan of long books, and so like if something is over 600 pages, it's probably gonna feel too long for me. Also in this one, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one just because the lack of communication was so annoying. Like if you hate like that trope of the lack of communication, so things are never resolved trope, like that's in here. It's really obvious. But I still love the main characters together. I love the world, I love the vampires and the werewolves and all of that stuff. The fantasy world is really fascinating, and we get to dive more into that and like the bad side of it. So I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I got from NetGalley, and it was Super Fake Love Song by Daejeon. Unfortunately, I really didn't like this one. I have my notes here, so like I'm just like reading off my notes. I gave this one 1 star. So this follows a boy. He's Korean and he meets this other Korean girl that like moves into town because their parents are friends, and so he needs to show her around school and like help her get acquainted and everything. And he's like this super self-proclaimed nerd. Like he creates special effects things for like cosplay, all that stuff. And when he meets her, he pretends to be someone else so that she thinks he's cool, and he pretends to be like this metal rocker like his older brother, and she completely believes him. And so my complaints here, it says, I don't think I'm a fan of the lying about who you are trope. I love the like lying about being in a relationship trope because both people are in that lie, but I hate when one person is lying to the other. I just really can't stand that. I also didn't care about the main characters, Sunny and Cyrus. I don't think that's how you say her name, Cyrus, but it's spelled like that. I did not like them. I did not ship them. I did not care for them. Just not a fan of that. The writing was also really bad. Sunny's parents were written like 12-year-old boys. Like they just kept going, come on dude, let's go bro, let's go do this. I'm like, those are your parents. Like why are they acting like they're 12? Just didn't like it. Not great writing, which is weird because Daejeon's first book I really liked, but this one, 1 star, really didn't like, and maybe it just wasn't for me. All right, and the last book I read was Vampires Never Get Old. This is an anthology all about vampire stories. This was edited by Zoraida Cordova and Natalie C. Parker. If you know me, vampires are like my brand, so I was really excited. Of course, with all anthologies, there's some stories you don't like and some stories you do, so I have them all rated here. So the first one, 7 Nights for Dying by Tessa Gratton. I gave this one 1 star. Mirrors, Windows, and Selfies by Marco Shiro. I gave 4 stars. The House of Black Sapphires by Danielle Clayton. I gave 3 stars. The Boys from Blood River by Rebecca Roanhorse. I gave 5 stars. Senior Year Sucks by Julie Murphy. I gave 3 stars. The Boy and the Bell by Heidi Hillig. I gave 3 stars. In Kind by Kayla Whaley. I gave 5 stars. A Guidebook for the Newly Sired Desi Vampire by Samira Ahmed. I gave 1 star. Bestiary by Laura Ruby. I gave 3 stars. Vampires Never Say Die by Zoraida Cordova and Natalie C. Parker. I gave 4 stars. And First Kill by Victoria Schwab. I gave 5 stars. So you can see I have a few 5 stars in there. I also have a few 1 stars, so it just kind of varies. That's how anthologies and short stories are. But I love seeing so many different kinds of vampires. This book was also incredibly diverse. Like any kind of like diverse thing you could think of was probably in this book. It is insanely diverse. I've never read anything more diverse. But overall, I averaged them all together, and so this came out to be 3 stars. I still really enjoyed it, really liked it. Some stories more than others. Some stories I don't like, and that was probably more of a preference thing. But yes, my camera's about to die. So those are the 5 books I read. This wrap-up's kind of short just because some of them were sequels, so I can't go into detail. Anthologies, like it's harder to go into detail with, and manga, what more can you say? It's harder to go into detail because you don't want to spoil anything. But yes, I am back in the reading mood right now. I don't have as much time to read because I'm working all day, but hopefully I can still read some more in November. Fingers crossed. I'm reading a really good book right now. But yes, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my social media links will be down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!